smoking, Dank Sinatra, that's all gas. On the hunt in the tall grass. Intercepting every ball pass, then I run it back, that's a TD. Check the scoreboard, y'all last, we up one, you see me. Pussy niggas wanna talk about it, go to Hellcat, no demon. I be politicking on your broadcast at the red carpet like the famous homie. Ask your bitch, really famous homie, and you know it's in me, it ain't on me. So creative like I made Adobe. I've been balling like I play with Kobe.
What's the deal? What's the deal? PolitiKan the podcast. We back again Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got a slew of topics, man. The NBA has been one of the most interesting off seasons that we didn't had in years. So after the Damian Lillard trade, we all knew that the Blazers weren't going to keep a veteran like Drew Holiday around. So the Celtics trade Robert Williams and some first-round picks and Malcolm Brogdon for Drew Holiday. So now they add Drew Holiday to their roster. So what does that make the Celtics? Are they now the favorite? Then we have Joel Embiid. Everybody making trades and making power teams on the Eastern Conference. And his running mate, James Harden, he is trying to get traded. And it looks like they lost Ben Simmons. Who else was there? They had before that they had Jimmy Butler. Now James Harden's getting ready to leave. So should Joel Embiid stay in Philadelphia? Then Travis Kelce, man. Travis Kelce, he's been catching a lot of flack. As you see on the left, after he left his black girlfriend, he is now dating Taylor Swift. He has this hippie mustache, and he is now in a commercial for Pfizer. So in the commercial, he says, get the Pfizer shot along with your flu shot. Go get your COVID shot. So he is the walking Pfizer billboard. Then we got KEEFE D, man. So KEEFE D, he did an interview with Vlad TV talking about the Tupac shooting, stating that he was a driver of the car and that somebody in his vehicle shot and killed Tupac. They used that interview to gain more information, to raid his house, to find lost tapes, and now he has been indicted and is waiting on his arraignment. And we got Donald Trump, man. So Donald Trump, we have many indictments right now. So the fraud case in New York, it was a victory for Donald Trump because 80% of that fraud case has been ruled to be thrown out due to statute of limitations. So now in the fraud case, 80% of those charges have already been beaten or thrown out because of statute of limitations. So if Trump somehow beats all of these and still runs for president, there's going to be some crazy shit. Let me bring in the homies. What's the deal, folks?
What up? What up? What's the deal, y'all?
So what's your thoughts on this NBA stuff, man? So the NBA has been going crazy. Man, as you know, the Drew Holiday whole thing went down, man. Drew Holiday is now on the Celtics. They got Porzingis. I think they're going to go more of a small lineup and put Porzingis at the 5 and put Derek White in at the 2 because Drew Holiday and Derek White are two of the top perimeter defenders in the league. And most of the superstars in the league are perimeter players. So what are y'all thoughts on this Drew Holiday deal? And does that make the Celtics now the favorites over the Milwaukee Bucks?
In my estimation, what's up, Jade? Yep, I'm back. I actually had the Celtics still favored over the Bucks even after the Dame trade for the simple fact that the first year putting a team together like that and stars, it takes a while to mesh. Like, you know, you rarely do put a team together and they win a chip the first year. If you look at the 2008 Boston Celtics, they're probably one of the only ones to do it the first year. You know what I mean? The first year the Lakers got Pau Gasol, they lost in the finals. The first year LeBron and the super team Heat was together, they got beat by Dallas. Dame and Giannis has to get used to each other, their chemistry down, their synergy down. You know, you saw it with Kyrie and Luka last year. They were a high-scoring tandem, but oftentimes they were deferring to each other too much or trying to respect each other too much instead of playing each other's games, because it takes a while to mesh. So I think offensively, just the type of player that Dame and Giannis is, it's going to take a lot more than just the pick and rolls. You know, in today's league, you need an actual offense. These guys are just going to be going back and forth, you know, switching turns, doing pick and rolls. So I didn't think the Bucks. I think, of course, they're a contender, but I still had the Celtics. So now that the Celtics got Drew, who happens to be Dame Lillard's kryptonite, if y'all remember that series against New Orleans in Portland a couple of years ago when Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday were over there in New Orleans, Dame Lillard was locked up. Drew Holiday put the shackles on him. I think Dame Lillard averaged like 16 points that series. He couldn't do shit. Drew Holiday was everywhere. He was all over him. So Drew Holiday, I think he neutralizes Dame Lillard. Jason Tatum outplays Giannis to me in the playoffs like he did last year when he put that 47 or 50 on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking Jason Tatum over Giannis in the playoffs all day. So I got the Boston Celtics. I think the Boston Celtics are healthy. They have a complete lineup. They got Porzingis. They got Al Horford. Robert Williams is gone. That's going to open up for Porzingis to play. Tatum and Brown, that they have now have more offensive weapons. They don't have to do everything. Drew Holiday can make plays. Tatum and Brown don't have to be a playmaker primary all the time. Drew Holiday can score. Porzingis can score. I think the Celtics. I got the Celtics as a favorite in the East. For right now, you know, like you said, Embiid might move. Embiid might go somewhere else. That might tip the scales. But for now, I got the Celtics.
What you got, yeah?
Man, the Celtics. No, I can't do it. No. Celtics, they good. I hear what my boy Ronnie's saying. I hear what they're saying. But the one thing about the Bucks, and like I said about last week, one thing about the Bucks is Grayson Allen. Remember that name, Grayson Allen. That's who they gave up. They gave up Grayson Allen. They didn't give up what's the guy's name? Robert Williams, your main defensive player.
Yeah, but when you switch into a different, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Porzingis don't play no defense, so you just lost a step. Oh, and you got rid of Marcus Smart, so you got rid of two of your defensive anchors for Drew Holiday. I get it, but the Bucks gave up Grayson Allen, right? They still kept their core. Middleton's still there. Brook Lopez is still there. Bobby Portis is still there. Greek Freak is still there. Oh, and then you add Dame Leonard. All right? So, for me, it is, I think the question was, who's coming out of the East? Now, I get what my boy Ronnie is saying. Like, the Heat lost and all these other teams lost, but it's coming out of the East. It's not winning a championship. It's coming out of the East. So if you say who coming out of the East, my pick, I'm still going with the Bucks over the Celtics. Yeah, they made a good move, but you gave up some pieces to get that move. And, I mean, a healthy Middleton's going to be back if it works out all that way, right? So you get a healthy Middleton because they didn't have him last year, and the Bucks is still number one in my opinion. They didn't give up anything. They gained something, and really, the only person that has to really, I mean, yeah, they're all going to change their game up to fit. It's not that Dame has to fit into their system, not the other way around. If Dame goes out, guess what? The Bucks are still deadly. They're still one of the 1 or 2 seed in the East, even if they didn't have Dame. So I don't know. You say who coming out of the East? Out who's winning the championship? Gotta go with the Bucks.
What's the deal, Amrock? So who do you have coming out of the Eastern Conference After this move, Damian Lillard went to the Milwaukee Bucks, and now Drew Holiday finds his way to the Celtics. Who do you got coming out the Eastern Conference?
First of all, what's going on, fellas?
Still.
Out of the Eastern Conference. So last week, I guess when the news broke, we were kind of breaking this down, and of course, the Bucks are the clear favorites because it doesn't seem like they lost too much to get Dame compared to, let's say, the Celtics. The Celtics lost, for one, their heart and soul of that team, I believe, which is Marcus Smart. Then you lost your muscle. You lost Robert Williams, and then I forget the
Malcolm
other.
Brogdon,
and then the other big
sixth
guy
man of the year.
Went to Portland, and one went to Dallas. So you just lost both of those guys. So those are tough losses. And Porzingis is your center. Porzingis is not the the strongest. I wouldn't consider him the center, more so a power forward, stretch forward. So you lost a lot of muscle there. And Giannis is all muscle, right? And then now you got Dame out there shooting what they call him now, freak time. That's what they're calling themselves. So, I still think, of course, Miami will still be in the mix because just so that camaraderie, and then the guys that were hurt last year, like Hero, are coming back. Of course, we heard the news that James Harden happened to show up at training camp. So, we'll see how Philly looks. Not that impressed. But they still have a Harden, a Maxey, and an Embiid. But clearly the favorites are the Bucks. When you add a Damian Lillard, and you really didn't lose that much to your team, and of course you still have Giannis and Middleton. So yeah, I would say the Bucks definitely over Boston, Philly, and Miami. But those are going to certainly be your top four, with New York and Cleveland. Certainly in the mix, maybe Brooklyn, Atlanta. But I would say those are your top four with the Bucks on top.
Yeah, man, I'll have to agree with that, man. The Bucks are still looking like the better team. They didn't really give up much. They still got Middleton. They got both of the Lopez brothers. You know what I'm saying? Greek Freak is still there. They still got Bobby Portis. I think that matchup-wise, they're just going to be too big and too talented. And I think that's going to be the Celtics' downfall, is they going for small ball when the team that you're going to have to beat is going to be big. Minus Damian Lillard, the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks is a big team, is a big squad, just like the Lakers on the Western Conference. The top two teams, the Nuggets and the Lakers, they are a big squad. They're not coming out there playing small ball. So it's not a small ball league right now. The big men are dominating, with Embiid and Jokic winning the last MVPs. So I think that Porzingis as a big man, you're just going to get him hurt even faster than what he usually get hurt. So I think that
y'all tripping. Y'all are sweet. You guys keep talking about what the Celtics lost and not talking about what they gained. Drew Holiday is the best on-ball defender. That automatically replaces Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is nullified. Marcus Smart was forced to do dumb plays and try to do too much offensively because Tatum and Brown got stagnant all the time. Now they don't have to do that. Porzingis is a legit low post scorer. He's a legit 20 and 10 guy. Drew Holiday can average 18 points a game. They have more offensive options now. And Porzingis is going to bring whatever big away from the court because he could stretch the defense out. Now Tatum and Brown got a free lane to the hole. Robert Williams was limited. He couldn't score. He was a great muscular on the defense, but a man couldn't score. So the Celtics have become better now because Tatum and Brown, you guys remember, they were number 1 and number 2 in turnovers in the playoffs because they were forced to be playmakers. Now you have a guy in Drew Holiday who can play make and take some of the scoring low. So I'm not saying the Celtics for sure, but to just say the Bucks is just I ain't.
But you got to keep in mind, Porzingis' stats were so good because no offense, but he played for the Washington Wizards, so his stats is going to look a lot better because he's playing for a team that wasn't really that good, right? It would be the same thing. Like then you got to keep in mind, okay, let's say, wasn't Brook Lopez like either almost defensive player of the year last year or something like that? Yeah. So, okay, you take Brook Lopez out, you take him to the 3. Okay, cool. Giannis plays defense. Oh wait, we haven't even said all of the Bucks. Like they picked up Jay Crowder, plays defense. So okay, and then you're not even throwing in Cameron Payne. They got a more complete lineup.
Okay, I gotta chime in on the Celtics though, because the Celtics do have Derek White, and Derek White is probably the, if not number one, the top 2 or 3 perimeter defender in the league. And if you go small ball and move Porzingis to the 4, and you got Tatum and Brown with Derek White and Drew Holiday, you got with Tatum, Drew Holiday, and Derek White, you probably have the best perimeter defense in the league right there. With
that wins you a lot of regular
who's
season
stopping
games.
Greek Freak?
That doesn't win you. That's not going to win you a championship.
Why not?
It's going to win you a lot of regular season games. Who's gonna defend if they
You act like the Celtics aren't championship built.
If they happen to make it, they only been to one with.
But they've gone to no less than the Eastern Finals 5 of the last 6 seasons. Like this team, they are battle tested. They are champions.
They were supposed to beat Miami.
Won one in the last 5 seasons.
And Miami was hot.
True. The Bucks won.
Couldn't even beat Miami. What are you talking about?
But the Bucks.
What are we talking about?
Giannis was hurt.
Oh, the Bucks won one. The Bucks won one with Drew Holiday.
Oh my God! So Drew Holiday won that.
You didn't lose nothing but Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen and plugged in Damian Lillard. If you can win one with Drew Holiday, then you definitely can win one with Damian Lillard.
See,
that's
this
like
is like
plus.
Middleton has
This
not
team
been
is way better.
Who's guarding Giannis on the Celtics?
Nobody.
Giannis is not the issue. He can't guard Tatum either. Tatum is going to bust his ass like he did last year. Tatum won the matchup with Giannis last year. Tatum put on 50 against Giannis in his own house. Tatum will nullify Giannis. He played better than Giannis in the series last year. Go look up the numbers.
Who's stopping a healthy Chris Middleton?
Out of those 4 teams, the Bucks, Giannis has the most recent championship. Yes, Miami went last year, but Giannis actually went and won it. Boston didn't, and Miami did not.
We're talking about getting to the championship. See, the Bucks played a cupcake Phoenix team. They didn't have to play a Warriors team.
But we're talking about getting there. They got there and won it.
All right, we got
the Bucks didn't play nobody, man. Jimmy had to play AD and LeBron.
Final thoughts on this, Ronnie?
Celtics is going to win that series in 7 games. You heard it first here. Celtics and Bucks, Eastern Conference Finals. I got the Celtics. Jason Tatum is a better player, better playoff player than Giannis because Giannis still don't got no bag. He still can't shoot. He still can't shoot free throws like he missed 13 free throws in game 5, the elimination game last year. Celtics in 7.
The disrespect. The future.
So Giannis has the championship, but okay.
We gotta move on, man. We gotta move on because we still talking about this Eastern Conference because everybody talking about Miami, everybody talking about Milwaukee, everybody talking about the Celtics, but no one is talking about Philadelphia, and they have the returning MVP of the league last year on their squad, but no one is taking them seriously as a contender. That's just because all this shit is happening with James Harden once again. And now James Harden is trying to force his way out of Philadelphia. So he's seen Jimmy Butler leave and go over in Miami and get them the 2 championships. Then you go over here and Ben Simmons pulls that and quits on you. And then he gets out of there. And then you trade for James Harden. And now this is going on. How long are you going to trust the process before you decide that, hey, I'm not going to win here, and I need to figure this out? He made this statement, but then once again, when asked about the James Harden statement, they said the situation, he said that he's willing to sit it out and wait for whatever happens. So for some reason, he's still stuck in Philadelphia. Do y'all think that it's time for Embiid to just call for a trade and be like, man, I got to get up out of Philadelphia?
I think it depends on what kind of player he is. You got two type of players in this league right now. You got players that are after the chip, and you got players after the bag. James Harden went after the bag, and James Harden's on some other. James Harden's on some other level. So now, if Embiid is the type that, hey, I want the chip more than anything, then go ahead, ask for your trade, and go to a different team. Chicago take you. Come to Chicago, baby. We take you. But if he's a player that's after the bag, what if he just does what freaking Carmelo did? Chased his bag, got his bag, and then when he finally decided to go try to get a chip, they already was like, all right, we done with you. We don't like your skill set is not needed in the NBA anymore. So it depends on what kind of player he is. Is he after the bag or is he after the chip? I don't watch Philly enough to really get into Embiid's head and see what he wants to do, but he ain't gonna win no championship in Philly. But he can come to Chicago though. You know, we take
you. Honestly, I don't think it's Philadelphia. I think it's Embiid. Embiid is just not a big-time player. He's a great regular season guy, fills up the stat sheet, but let's keep it real. Let's look at his playoff runs. When they had Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, when he was actually engaged and playing in all-star form, Jimmy Butler, all them against Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. They were the more talented, deeper team than the Toronto Raptors, and they lost. They lost, and Embiid did not play well in Game 7. I think he had like 15 points or 18 points on 7 out of 20 shoot. It was some shit like that. Same thing with last year. He got James Harden, another all-star. That ain't the James Harden of his old self, but still James Harden's easily a 20 and 10 guy. And they lost to who they lose to last year? They lost last year in the playoffs, and I know in the last game in Game 7, the Celtics, they were up 3-2, lost to the Celtics, and Embiid had 15 points in Game 7. He's just not a big-time player. He's not. Jokic is light years ahead of Embiid in the big man area because Jokic don't play down in the playoffs. Jokic plays big time in the playoffs. Okay, so I don't think it's the city of Philadelphia that's done anything to Embiid. Embiid has had several stat teams and teams that have been championship ready. He just can't lead them over the hump. So where is he really going to go? Is he going to go to Golden State? Teams are going to have to gut their team to get him. He go to Chicago, they got to give up everybody on that roster to get him. He go to Golden State, they got to give up a major piece to get him. Like, where is Embiid going to go at this point? Who is really going to gut their team for Joel Embiid? It's not like he's a player that you just add to a team and say, okay, they're a championship team now. No, it's a complicated trade. So I don't think there's a lot of options for Embiid. Philadelphia is not a huge market, but it's also not in a non-attractive market. And he's still in all-star center. So I think they should continue to try to build around him because and get an alpha. Dame over there with Embiid would have been nice because Dame's an alpha. Embiid ain't no alpha, man. He's not going to lead no team to no championship. He hasn't done it yet with all type of talent. I don't see him do it in the future.
You got him, right?
Should he request a trade? No, I think he should, stay, wait it out. Listen, James Harden coming back. I mean, again, James Harden is a talented player. We'll see how their chemistry lies. But Embiid, he is one of the best big men in the league. Obviously not over Jokic, but he's certainly one of the best big men in the league. He had the talent. They're going to be Philly regardless, just because based on their talent with Harden, Maxey, and Embiid, they're going to be, as long as those guys stay healthy and on one accord for the most part, they're going to be one of the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference, period. So they're going to have a chance to be in the mix. Can they close it out? We'll see. But no, I think he should stay and wait it out.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like what Ronnie said. There's not really a lot of destinations for him to land. I mean, on the West Coast, where do you see? Like maybe Sacramento, and they could pair him with Fox. Maybe that'll be an interesting pairing. But other than that, I'm like, I don't see anywhere where Embiid can go and actually be a contender for a championship. Maybe they trade the Kings, trade a Sabonis and a few of those pieces and pair Embiid with Fox. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something that could shake that up because the Kings look pretty good. And I think that in the last 2-3 minutes, man, Sabonis is not a valuable option. So then it just becomes a De'Aaron Fox. It kind of remind me of Allen Iverson with Philadelphia back in the day, where in the last 2-3 minutes, just give Iverson the ball and go ISO. And that's your whole offense for the last stretch of every game. And I think that in this league, it can win you regular season games. When the playoffs, when you need it, it's just too much pressure to put that on one person. So I suggest that if he goes anywhere, try to get yourself over there with the Kings, come over to California, to the West Coast, pair up with a young De'Aaron Fox, a young hungry motherfucker, and try to get you a chip over there, because that's probably looking like your best bet if you decide to leave Philly. But
come to the West. The West is loaded.
But you gotta remember, the Lakers are a team right now, but LeBron is in his 21st season. So 1-2 years from now, LeBron's out of there. Do you count on AD to carry that team? No. So then the Lakers are out of there. If Kawhi and PG don't pan out this year, they're not getting re-signed. They're out of there. So the Clippers are back down. Now the Kings are already a top 4 team. Now that puts them right up there with Denver.
Up there with Denver.
What about Oklahoma City? With,
exactly.
With that young kid.
Exactly.
Or the Knicks.
Are you talking about the Oklahoma Thunder with the Alexander guy?
Or Oklahoma City. Yeah, I forget the kid's name. He's got a long name.
The kid that the Clippers gave away, right?
He was just first team on NBA, I believe.
Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
Didn't you guys have him?
Yeah,
he's dope as hell.
He was drafted by the Clippers. We traded him over there.
Oh, okay. That's smart.
All right, let's get to the NFL topic, man. So Travis Kelce. I don't know if y'all seen all this Travis Kelce news. The internet was going crazy because a lot of the women didn't know Travis Kelce until he started dating Taylor Swift. So now everybody's saying that Taylor Swift made Travis Kelce famous. And now he's getting all these endorsements, including him endorsing the flu shot and the Pfizer COVID shot. He has 2 Band-Aids there, and he's saying getting double shot up in his vaccine commercial. And he's telling you to not only go get the flu shot, but get your COVID shot at the exact same time. He has been catching a lot of flack back on the internet. A lot of people are calling him Mr. Pfizer. And he is receiving a lot of flack and backlash, especially from the Black community, especially after he left his Black wife for this white Taylor Swift. And as you see on the right, he had a beard. And now this is what he looks like now that he's dating Taylor Swift. He looks like a country singer. So he has shed the whole Black look. And now Black people are not only shunning him for leaving the Black girl for Taylor Swift, but also endorsing this Pfizer shot. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, shit. Why are we mad that he left the Black? Was he even supposed to be there in the first place? Like, why are they mad about that? You know what I'm saying? And shit. I mean, Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is one of the biggest stars, of the, in entertainment over the last, 10 years or so. Taylor Swift is, of course, she's going to bring a lot. A lot of these guys, they are trying to get to a different level. Guys be opportunists too. But as far as him endorsing them bullshit ass shots now, that I ain't rolling with. That's some bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? You want to go ahead and endorse these shots which there's been so much data and research showing that these shots ain't doing the motherfucking thing. So for him to do that is pretty weak. But for him, on the other part of it, leaving the Black girl, like, shit, he wasn't supposed to be there any damn way. So why everybody tripping on this deal? Like, let him live. Let him go date Taylor Swift, somebody that he probably should be dating anyway, get his bag and do what he want. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not required to be with no Black woman. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we know celebrity couples today do not last longer than 6 months to a year. So, this is all for the show. Once the season's over, there'll be Splitsville. And the whole women didn't know. Yes, they did, especially black women, because he was with a black woman. So all a lot of black women were like, oh, Travis Kelce, like whatever. The bottom line is, him endorsing the shot. You don't have to, if you want to just take the shot, But to actually come out and endorse it and quote unquote, and to guess inspire others to do it. Really, if we really read between the lines, it's just showing how this new variants is coming up, how they have been experimenting with more deadly shots, and that now they're using Travis Kelce's new fame, I guess, if you want to call it that, with Taylor Swift. He's the spokes guy now. Oh, everybody knows him. He's on TV because he's dating Taylor Swift. So let's use him as the face for this new vaccine that we're trying to push out to hopefully that more people will take and more people will die from. So they're using him as as that guy to promote that. And so it's definitely not a good look for him, especially if you know what's up. As we all do, especially here on the show, but as we try to educate others, like this new variant is coming. And again, they've been letting you know on commercials and stuff. Yeah, we've been testing new COVID shots and to try to make them stronger and better. Why? Because I know something is coming. It's just plain and simple. So again, they're just using him again because he's now in the limelight because of Taylor Swift. It's perfect timing and publicity stunts here. And again, we know celebrity couples don't last long, and I don't see this one lasting long. So that's that.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what Amrock was saying, I mean, why are you pumping out Pfizer? Why are you pumping that out again? When's the last time you really heard about COVID running rapid? You don't. It's not the hype on COVID is not as big as what it used to be. So why are you going back and you're pumping out a shot? Now, what people have to understand is just because the man has 2 Band-Aids on don't mean he took the shot. I mean, He could have just had the Band-Aids on, they take a picture of him, and then all of a sudden he says, I got the shot. You don't know if he really got the shot or not. So if you're going to go get a shot based upon, Taylor Swift's boyfriend or whatever, I don't even want to do that to the guy because I don't know. I don't really pay attention to him. Does he got a brother? I think he has a brother.
Yeah, plays on the Eagles. Jason.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't pay attention to him. But isn't his brother like a bigger name than what he was before he got with Taylor Swift? So maybe
I wouldn't say that.
Why
he won.
Hey, his brother won the championship, right?
No, he won the championship with the Chiefs.
Oh, he won the championship. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both
whatever.
Jason,
I don't really.
Jason won 1 too with the Eagles, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't really pay attention to him like that. But just like Amrock was saying, why are you coming out talking about Pfizer? You're coming out talking about Pfizer because something's down the pipeline. I mean, even down for today, I mean, I turned my phone off because I wasn't letting them get me. But that national warning everybody got on their phones today.
Yep, I got it.
What do you need a national warning for? Warning, COVID's back. But anyways, that's all I'm saying. I ditto what Amrock was saying. There's something down the pipeline, and next thing you know, since they're trying to use celebrities and famous brands and everything, Gucci about to come out with a new COVID mask for everybody, and make sure you guys get that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Travis Kelce, the whole him with the black girl thing, that was just a whole bunch of hater stuff. Now they were showing pictures comparing the thick black girl to the skinny, no booty Taylor Swift. So they like, oh man, how could you give that up for that? And that's just a lot of the brothers being like, I don't know sexually how you gave up that for this. But we can't take anything seriously. I think it's just a running joke with the men and with the women. It's like, who is he? I didn't know who he was until he started dating Taylor Swift. That's the only reason I know him. But him endorsing Pfizer, just like Amrock said, it's the timing. They're using they're using him. Hold on, my camera tripping. What's going on?
Oh, they listening to us.
They got us.
They got us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot.
They got us.
Anytime you try to speak the truth.
They said, don't be talking about our white men like this.
Yes.
Be talking about our white men.
And we just talking
man.
about Travis Kelce. We ain't even talk about Trump with none of them yet. They scared.
But when that national warning went off, everybody was looking at each other like, what the hell is going on? And they testing that warning system, because that's the same system they told you to stay inside and implemented the curfew. They did it all through that national system. So the fact that they're just testing it, we're randomly just testing it to make sure it works. Now y'all ramping up to get ready to use it. And that's why y'all got to turn it back online and make sure that everybody get it, from Android to iPhone to flip phone, whatever phone you got. It's gonna get that alarm. And that shit was crazy. Everybody looked at each other at the same time. But let's get to this hip hop news, man. So if y'all heard, man, KEEFE D has been arrested. He was a guy that went on Vlad TV and told a story about Tupac dying, stating that he was in the car and somebody inside the car that he was in was the one that shot Tupac. And he said this right on Vlad TV. Now the police went to Vlad TV to get the interview, to get the information and interview Vlad TV. Now, Vlad TV did say that he did not give up the uncut versions of the content, but other than that, he did participate with the police. So what are y'all thoughts on KEEFE D going to Vlad TV and snitching on himself like so many others have done on Vlad TV? Why is it Vlad TV? The feds are watching Vlad TV. How many times have Bootsy got himself caught up talking on Vlad TV? Everybody is getting caught up talking on Vlad TV. What are y'all thoughts on Vlad getting another one and the Tupac murder finally being solved?
Ronnie, real quick, I know you want to go, but Vlad is a liar. He snitched. First of all, this is a white dude. Stop going on Vlad and snitching. Go ahead, Ronnie. I'll come back.
Man, we and you, we kind of on the same page a little bit, Amrock. I'm just burning up hearing this. I gotta say it to my brothers out there. Why do you guys keep on talking to Vlad? He is a federal agent. Mm-hmm. Stop talking to Vlad.
Amen.
Stop talking to No Jumper. Why are all these black artists and so obsessed with going on these white boy podcasts? And it ain't being racist. It's like these white guys, they don't care about our culture. They're just trying to capitalize. If you go on No Jumper's Instagram, all they do is post negative news about the black community in entertainment. Go on Instagram. They only post negative shit that's happening in entertainment with black people. Vlad is the same way. Vlad is capitalizing off of the culture when he does not give a fuck about the culture. Why are y'all so obsessed with Vlad, No Jumper, and all these white podcasts? This shit is so annoying. Like, why are y'all doing this? I had to get on Vlad first. Stop fucking with Vlad. Vlad is an agent. Stop going there talking to that dude. Let other fucking people go talk to him. Hip hop artists, black artists, stop fucking with Vlad. Boycott Vlad. Boycott No Jumper. Boycott these white dudes that don't give a fuck about the culture. Now, on the KEEFE D, this whole situation with KEEFE D, Orlando Anderson, and the Tupac murder, it's so sad because it's been 27 years. Afeni is gone, Pac is gone, obviously, and now they want to start trying to make arrests. Look, we already knew, the streets already knew what happened with Orlando Anderson and Tupac. KEEFE D is Orlando Anderson people. Suge and KEEFE D went to school together, although they're from opposite sides of the spectrum. One the Compton Crip, one's a Pyru. Suge said that Orlando did not shoot Tupac. Suge said it was only 2 people in the video. KEEFE D described it being 3 or 4. So you're getting different variants and get different parts of this story. It all seems fishy to me. I don't believe none of it. I believe it's still a cover-up. They want to all of a sudden arrest someone 27 years later who knew damn well he was in a car 27 years ago. Now they want to arrest the man. This is a cover-up, and I don't know why they're covering this up still. There's a bigger plan with this, but this is not what happened. The story is not right. I know this is a little bit off topic, but I'm going to say this real quick. I hate the fact that our street code will prevent certain justices from coming out. Suge on there talking about, I ain't going to tell what happened. I ain't going to tell what happened. All over the street. Pac is your boy. You know what I'm saying? But the street code won't allow you to speak about what really happened. So now you got to go take this shit to your grave and you know what the fuck really happened. So it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I don't believe the story. I don't believe none of it. I think it's a cover up. The street code is dumb as fuck because it's these are people's lives right here. So it's just, I mean, that's the streets to be mad at me saying that, but I don't give a fuck. I think it's just dumb. I think it's a cover up. I think it's bullshit. I think it's more to this story, and we will never know the truth about what happened to Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll let
go ahead, y'all.
Yeah,
go ahead, y'all.
I'll let you finish it because I really don't have much to say about it. But for myself, I don't really associate myself with TV, YouTube, and stuff like that. I'm more of the creator, not the consumer. So I don't really like when Caleb sent the YouTube. How out of it I am, that's my first time even seeing what Vlad looked like. And I was like, oh, shoot, this dude's a white dude. I always thought in my head he was a black dude, but I ain't never researched him. I ain't never really paid attention to what he did or anything like that. But when I seen him, first I was like, oh, he's a white dude. Then my second thought was, well, why are you going to go on his podcast and say something then? That was my second thought. My third thought, listening to the famous homie and everything like that, is, you know, if for all the rappers out there, if you going to go out and you want to say something, you know, come to the PolitiKan podcast, you know, or on Tuesdays, go to HL podcast, you know.
Exactly.
Doing with the brothers. Other than that, like, I don't really pay attention to it. I feel like they still haven't caught Tupac's killer or Biggie's. I think it's just a cover up of the bigger picture of there's juggernauts in the hip hop music world that if those 2 people weren't dead, then they wouldn't be where they're at. So in my opinion, I think that's why it is still covered up and it's going to people's graves. I agree with Ronnie when he says I don't get how people will go, the code of the street is not to snitch, right? Then they get in front of certain people and jump on their podcast and then they snitch on themselves. That doesn't make any sense. I ain't gonna snitch in the street, but I'm gonna snitch on myself here, and it just it baffles me. It's sad. I don't think they really found Tupac's killer. I still think it's a cover up. And poor Tupac, poor Biggie. And like, I just don't get it why it took 20-something years when you got all this technology and you can find a cure or supposedly come up with medicine to stop one of the most deadliest diseases, as in COVID, but you can't use forensics to find Tupac's killer? I'm done.
Come on. Tell him, y'all.
Well, yeah, the key is, for Biggie, for Pac, for a lot of rappers or people in the game, they know who took these people out, and they don't care, right? A dead rapper, a dead nigga is good for them, okay? Let's be clear about that. To y'all's point, yes, with Tupac and Biggie dying and others, a lot of guys and gals have, succeeded expectations because of that, right? Because of those guys out of the way. Now, whether that's rappers, whether that's executives, whether that's, other people in powerful positions, it is what it is, whatever you want to call it. But with those two gone, those two were the heavy hitters. They were going, especially Tupac. Now, I'm a Biggie fan personally, but Tupac was still a heavy hitter, not just in music, but politically, where he was going. The sky was the limit. And to think, man, these guys were kids, man, 25 and 24 years old. Like, that shit is absolutely absurd to be taken out at those young ages. But again, going back to the initial point that Ronnie made, of course, and I echoed in the beginning. Why are y'all? Tyrese tried to warn y'all. A whole bunch of people tried to go on social media and warn y'all, stop going to. Like, once I found out he was a white dude, I was like, yeah, y'all absolutely out of y'all mind. You got cartel people on there, and former gang members and former people in the gang. Like y'all said, just constantly snitching on themselves or telling old stories about how they knew this or how this went down. Why? For one, just to brag about it, just to, hey, I got away with that. I mean, that's cool. Just take that with you. Not everybody needs to know your business, right? And that's where, this guy Keefe that's where he fucked up. Plain and simple. He thought this was over, this was done. They not looking for Pac's killer and all this and all that. Whole time they knew it was you. But once you went on Vlad and said it out loud, what else are they supposed to do? Now they have to arrest you, dude, because honestly, they probably thought you were just going to stay quiet and just ride off into the sunset somewhere. But they always knew that you were involved. And Suge Knight's not going to speak because he was practically involved in some way, shape, or form, I believe. And so, of course, he's not going to testify, doesn't want to. But yeah, it's just still a sad situation that, it's been so long. That Tupac has been gone from this earth. Rest in peace to him and to his mother.
Now, one reason why we know Suge Knight has something to do with it is because, Suge Knight, you was in the club stomping Orlando Anderson too. So why would they specifically just come shoot up the car and only aim for Tupac and not shoot you up too? If you was in the club, and you was over there in the club stomping the nigga out right with him. So it's not like Tupac did this by himself, and that's why they were so mad at Tupac. You was right there too, nigga. You stomping the nigga out right there with him. So why would they go past you and only shoot Tupac talking about you got graves? Right. They probably found out the location of where y'all was at from you because you knew KEEFE D. And this is why you won't testify, is because KEEFE D hit you up and you said, oh, pull up right here. And then KEEFE D pulled up and they sprayed up Tupac.
That's it.
Like you say, Kay, Suge Knight is a big motherfucker. He's 6'5", 350 pounds. How the fuck they miss him? They intentionally missed him. Like, there's no way he shouldn't have been only grazed. Like, I'm not wishing that Suge did get hit. I won't wish death on nobody. But ain't no way they should have missed his big ass. Like, come on, bro. Like, Suge, you full of shit. Pac was leaving death row. We already know. Pac was going to go start his own shit. Pac was his moneymaker. Dre had already left. If Pac left, it was going to be a domino effect. Suge saw that shit, and Suge wanted him out of there. Just how he did Eazy-E. Suge is a snake on this one. I'm sorry.
And just how Puffy did Biggie. Ain't no way in hell that only the Biggie's killer just aims at the passenger side, happens to know that Biggie's in the pet. No way in hell when there was like 5 other people in that car and nobody else got shot.
Exactly.
First of all, it was a caravan. So how did you even know what car Biggie was in, let alone what seat he was sitting in?
Right.
And Puff just so happened to be in the car, what, in front of them or behind them? Yeah, not in the same car, just so happened.
Come on.
Yeah, he learned from Suge Knight. He was like, I don't want to get grazed, so I'm gonna be in the other car when this shit go down.
Right.
That's not called a murder. That's called a hit. It's totally different.
That's an assassination.
Yes.
Exactly.
Very much
Sounds
so.
like what they did to JFK. It sounds like what they did to Dr. King.
Mhm.
I mean,
Fred Hampton, definitely.
For
Right.
sure.
Malcolm X.
Somebody in the name.
All right, but let's get to this last topic, man. So if y'all seen the political landscape, McCarthy got voted out as the House Speaker, so that's going crazy. The government passed, what, a 45, 47-day bill to not shut down the government. So we on the countdown before the government is shut down. We got no speaker. We got Joe Biden nowhere to be found. Kamala Harris nowhere to be found ever since the Maui fires. And all of a sudden they got Dos Santos. He's over there about to have a debate with Governor Newsom. If y'all running Joe Biden, why is Newsom having a debate with a presidential candidate? What does Newsom have to do with a presidential race? Why are y'all gearing up Governor Newsom on the low and he's over here finna have a one-on-one debate against Dos Santos? Something ain't right with Joe Biden, and I don't know if they want to push Kamala, so they gearing up Newsom on the back end because I don't know what the Democrats is doing. And then we all know Trump is not on the campaign trail because he has all these cases. And the first case that he's getting tried for right now was cases of fraud, of tax fraud, of business fraud. And it was, I believe, 271 cases where the judge ruled because of statute of limitations that 80% of those fraudulent charges can't be tried because of the statute of limitations. The time is up on that. So now Trump has already, by default, beat 80% of this fraud case. And that means that his lawyers only have to beat the only 20% that's left of these fraudulent charges. So it's looking like Trump might come out and beat this first set of charges and beat this first set of indictment. Now, it ain't the RICO. Beating the RICO is a whole different monster. But once again, they tried to indict Trump, and it's looking like he's going to win once again. What are y'all thoughts on 80% of those charges being thrown out because of the statute of limitations?
Yeah, I'll just say this real quick. Listen, this country, whoever they want as president is going to be the president. If they want Trump back in there, they will find a way. They will find a way to get rid of these charges, and he will be back, in the running and potentially win. Again, as I've been saying religiously, Dos Santos is the biggest threat here. It's really not even about the Republican Party because, again, we know where they're coming from. In the sense of the Democrats, if we're speaking political parties here, with the Democrats, yes, Biden, of course, he's too old. Again, his election was pretty much the lesser of the two evils, and everybody went with Biden, of course. He brought Kamala aboard, so all the black people said, hey, Kamala, and let's go. She will not, I repeat, she will not beat a Trump or Dos Santos, point blank, period. Okay, she has not been, vocal about anything. She has been primarily behind the scenes. Again, Biden only used her to get the black vote. Okay, and she will not win the. I don't care if she is married to a white man. She will not win the white male vote. Barely, maybe win the white women vote simply because she has that woman factor with her as well. If black people have any sense, they will not vote for her because, again, she doesn't stand for anything for black people. There's been a whole bunch of shootings and this and that, and she has not said a word, right? There's been violence against women and certain things like that, not said a word, right? So again, it doesn't really matter, really. They're gonna vote in there or have in there who they want per this electoral college that nobody even knows who's in it and why they still exist after over 150 years of being created. And again, I just personally think Dos Santos is the bigger threat. I think they keep throwing Trump at us as a distraction. And then Dos Santos, those black people supposedly a win. Everybody's going crazy because he voted to put the death penalty on anybody who sexually assaults children in the state of Florida. And black people are like, yes, that's a win for Florida, but forgetting all of the things that he just did towards black people and minorities, specifically within those same schools, where these predators target these children, right? And so there's a contradiction there. But again, this is exactly what Trump did as well. He threw out something for the black people. Oh, I'm gonna meet with Ice Cube, right? I'm gonna meet with him, and we're gonna discuss plans, and we're gonna and black people went on an uproar, right? So we just have to understand that again, this is America with 3 Ks, and they're gonna vote in who they want to vote in. But Dos Santos is the bigger threat, and hell no, do not let Kamala or Joe Biden run. I don't know what the Democrats are going to do, but those two are not going to be it, and we're going to be under another Republican regime if they don't figure this out.
Facts.
Whew, man, back on Trump. So Trump is very calculated with these things. He knows about the stats. He knows about all this stuff. He knows about, when they can and can't come after you. He knows all this stuff. So when he was doing all his dirt, he knew what he was doing. He knows that he's a white man in America, and he's probably going to get away with it, because that's what they do. They're able to get away with certain stuff that we are not able to get away with. You know what I mean? Yes, Trump, he will beat these charges. He will be back in office, as Amrock said, if they want him back in office, which I believe that they do. We got to stop being blind. I don't think there is a candidate on either political side that is for us anyway. All that lesser of the two evil shit, that's dumb. People know there's no lesser of two evil. Both of them are evil because both sides don't fuck with black people. Democrats or Republicans don't do anything to advance us in America at all. Not a damn thing. So, we need to stop being blind and trying to live by that, and then seeing somebody who like Kamala Harris, who's really not even black anyway. You know what I'm saying? She's something else. Like, I don't even think she's black anyway. And of course, as we've discussed on here before, the things that she did against the black community in the 90s, alongside Joe Biden and the Clintons and everybody else who signed that bullshit ass bill to target us. So I think yes, politically, but I think Trump definitely will be back running, will be back in office, and I think he will win again. And that's a win for, of course, them. And I don't know what plan they have going forward, but like Amrock said, man, this is America with 3 Ks. It's ran by the white man. The white man is the superior, and everything's gonna work out for the white man in the end. There's no way a black dude could be in Trump's position and get all this shit dropped, regardless of stats. They're gonna try to pin him against the wall. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's nothing we could do. It is what it is. Trump will be back in office.
Fact.
And piggybacking off of what the famous homie just said, if you really take 80%, right? And it just shows, I said it last week, I say it this week, it just shows how freaked up we are in this whole thing. And what comes to my head is, they always, at the end of every election, all of them It doesn't matter what side it is. They all need the black vote. They all need it. So that means they need our vote to win, whatever it is that they need to win. One person has to secure the black vote. So they do stupid stuff like Amrock says with the, let me bring out Ice Cube. Let me bring, this will be the first black looking vice president that's a woman. Yeah, bring that out, right? Just to get your black vote. So in my head, that means our vote is powerful. But let's reverse it now. They know that our vote is powerful, but then what they do, and they show it in plain sight that, hey, black people, we need your vote. Your vote is powerful. But guess what? We're still going to show you that you are still in chains. For example, just like Ronnie said, how many black people are beating 80% of their charges? Let me give you a simple example. If you got pulled over as a black man by a cop 10 times, do you think as the 10 times that you got pulled over, let's just say for speeding, do you think if you guys pulled over 10 times for speeding, you're getting away, that cop is not writing you a ticket 8 out of 10 times, they're not writing you a ticket. They're only going to write you a ticket for like 2. No, you getting in the ticket every time. Not only are you getting the ticket every time, they're also going to try to pull your file. Then they're going to try to get you to get out the car. Then they're going to try to get you on some other stuff that like tell you to pop your trunk or something like that. So we can't even get away 80% of the time out of traffic tickets. This man is about to get away with whatever fraudulent thing he's been doing, beat that, then go on and have to do a RICO case. You got 2 charges against you, and you still are considered 1 or 2 when it comes to representing the Republicans. That is just crazy. So that just shows, hey, black people, we want your vote. You're powerful to help out the white man, but you're not powerful enough to stand on your own and beat 80%.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts. That boy tells no lies.
I try not to. What happened? Oh, man, Caleb left.
Oh, did he?
I don't know. It's still stuck on me.
Technical issue.
Well, let me tell you guys something. If you're stuck in the cage with a lion, because you won't eat the lion, doesn't mean the lion won't eat you.
Trying to eat you.
I'm here for until he takes me off. I gotta keep it going. You know, the Clippers, we're gonna win the championship, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget the Niners. Don't forget the Niners.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Niners all the way, baby. Niners all the way. We're going to take it. You know, we get rid of our quarterback that we didn't even give him a try, but it's okay. It's a white league anyway, so we need a white quarterback to lead us. Oh, shoot. He's back.
Man.
Shoot.
They've been trying to get me today on the show, man. We must be talking that real shit because they keep trying to get me.
Talking that real shit.
But this whole Trump, I always like to use sports analogies, and this guy Trump, man, he looking like Tom Brady out there with these cases, bro. It's like the last 3 minutes of a game, and Tom Brady down by 13 points, 14 points, and somehow it's like looking over for him. No way in hell he gonna win, and then somehow he just find a way out of nowhere to pull it out his ass. And they tried to impeach him 3 times? How many indictments has it been? And nothing has stuck yet. The RICO charge is the best bet because if they find one guilty, they can find all guilty. So it's not just solely dependent on Trump being found guilty. So I don't know how he gonna beat the RICO, man, but this shit is crazy that Trump is
If he
really
beats
running
it,
for
should we just
president.
give him the presidency?
It's crazy that he's running. It's crazy that he's even running right now. Like the fact that we're even talking about him is just the craziest part of America ever. I mean, it's not like what the Democrats is doing is not illegal as fuck. But Trump, you shouldn't be talking. You're the easy target. You know
Could you imagine a black man being on trial for some shit and running for president at the same time?
Listen. Since we're talking sports, check this out. Going back to that 80% that I'm saying. Ja Morant got suspended 25 games for a lighter gun. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a lighter gun?
He got it. We're just going to go. Okay. We're just saying it's a lighter gun, right? It's a lighter gun. He got suspended for a lighter gun, right? Let's just say that is the case. If Ja Morant was Trump, he should be able to get away with it. It doesn't matter if it was a real gun or not. He doesn't even get the 80%. Like, we don't get it. Nobody gets it.
We missed the biggest thing too. We have to remember this man masterminded the attack on his own government on January 6th and got away with it. Masterminded, and they know he did, and got away with it. It's a wrap. Come on, man. On your own capital.
That's
and
crazy.
then when he says, if I get the presidency, I have no choice but to lock up my political opponents. It's like, is this gonna turn into a dictatorship? Like the mayor said last week, man, he thinking like this sound like some President Snow Hunger Games type shit. Like, I don't know, man. This is the weirdest shit, man. USA, the dollar's going out. We ain't got no oil, gas prices. Food is up 20%. Inflation is up 7.4% or something like that.
This is all under Joe.
And wages are down 50%.
This is all under Joe. Is this your president? Is this your president?
We don't want none of the Republicans. Right. At the same time, we don't want none of the Democrats neither, because look at the fuck they doing.
Man.
Food is up 20%. We went to the grocery store left with 10 things. We was in a 15 item or less aisle. Shit came up to like 110.
And look at all the other countries, right? So there's countries with presidencies, but they also have like a parliament or a council, or and we have the House of Representatives, quote unquote. But again, also think about this: we are the only country in the world divided up by states. Every country is united, and they have this basically the same systems, but they're one. They are whole. They are one. France might have Paris over here and Saint-Tropez over down that way, but they're still France. It's united. It's one. Same thing with England. They got London over here and whatever else over there. United as one. South Africa now. Of course they went through their thing, but shit. Why are we the only nation divided up that way? It's for a reason. All of this shit is for a reason and set up that way to keep this shit going and going. And another thing real quick about Trump also, reason why he wanted to get reelected. He was remember, he's got that alliance with Putin. What did Putin do after Trump wasn't reelected and Biden got in office? What did he do again? What did Russia do again?
Raid Ukraine.
Okay, right. And we all know that if you are a president of a time of war, you continue as the president of the United States, even if it's an election year. That's why Trump had that alliance with Russia, and he knew that Russia was going to go. And I guarantee you, they were trying to start a World War III. I don't know what other countries, but it was going to go down, and that's why Trump wanted to push that, try to get us in the war and all that shit so quickly before the election, so he can remain as presidency. To your point, to start a dictatorship,
and that is true because Putin went into Ukraine when Clinton was there. Putin went into Ukraine when Obama was there. Putin went into Ukraine when Biden's there. But when Trump was there, you didn't go into Ukraine. So 3 other presidents, you went Ukraine, but when Trump there, he don't go in Ukraine.
Only thing that messed it up because Trump didn't win. That's what messed it up. But we would be in that war right now if Trump was reelected.
So you remember Rudy Giuliani was Trump's lawyer, and he dropped a lawsuit on Joe Biden this morning. He's suing Joe Biden for defamation because they said that during the presidential debate last year, during the last election, he said that Rudy Giuliani was a spy and he was working with the Russians. So now Rudy Giuliani said that ruined his law career and ruined his whole name. So now he's suing the president. Have you ever heard the president of America being sued for defamation? Never. Well, the president is being sued for defamation of character for calling Rudy Giuliani a Russian spy without any proof.
Remedial.
this politics is so stupid right now. If you turn this shit on, this shit is better than a football game, bro.
It's burnt. burnt.
If you watch both sides, you like no way that they expect you to believe neither one of these niggas.
Right.
You listen to the Democrats and you like, no way, bro. Shut up. You turn on the Republicans and you like, no way. Shut up. Bro. And then you like, there's nowhere to go. And you don't know who to believe, but you know you don't believe neither party.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they all want the black vote.
Politics is like when you see 2 little kids that
go get that Pfizer shot
that stole something out of the store, and both of them know one who did it, and they both lying and say, I didn't do it.
Right.
That's what politics is. That's exactly what it is.
All right, let's get some shout outs before we get up out of here.
Shout out to everybody that's watching. Shout out to the fellas on the podcast. Make sure you guys go like, subscribe, and share PolitiKan the podcast. I think this message needs to be seen by more people. Once again, people, stop watching that bullshit, Vlad. Stop watching that bullshit, No Jumper, and tune in. But I want to shout out everybody that's been watching and been supporting, and the panel, of course, on here. And shout out to everybody that was on the mighty Media Madness Day. I want to give a shout out to everybody that did that. But tune in to us next Thursday. Peace.
Man, shout out to you gentlemen. It's always a pleasure jumping on here, talking with you guys, hearing y'all thoughts and imparting wisdom on me as well. So I appreciate it. Just like the famous homie said, stop supporting stupid stuff. I mean, they're where they're at because unfortunately we support them. So stop supporting that. Come over here, support us. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, comment, do it all. Tell your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your grandma. Let everybody know because we spit in that ether. And then at the end of the day, when we under this dictatorship and everything, don't say we weren't on here trying to warn y'all while we somewhere else in like Africa or something because y'all didn't want to listen. So shout out to you brothers. Keep doing what you guys doing. You guys are all doing great things. I'm proud of you guys, and that's it.
Same. Shout out to you fellas, man. Proud of everybody on here. Everybody's doing big things and making some moves to achieve, our dreams and our goals and our aspirations. I mean, that's what it's about, right? And so shout out to PolitiKan Podcast, PolitiKan Broadcasting, HL Podcast, every other Tuesday on YouTube now. First episode. Episode 2 is coming this Tuesday coming up. So, everybody, please tune in. Definitely appreciate everybody who has so far. And yeah, man, just everybody stay up on your chicken, and keep pushing, man. Just keep pushing forward. And yeah, stay away from Vlad.
Kayla, let me say one more thing before you close it out. One more thing. Listen, rappers and creators, actors, whoever, if you don't want your executive producer your podcast snitching all of the videos.
You right.
All of the videos. Come to politics.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all y'all brothers, man. Brand of encouragement. Shout out to you. HL Podcast coming back, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Shout out to the famous homie, man. Still getting it in. We stay moving forward no matter what the cost, no matter what's going on. We keep this thing going. And every now and then you just got to keep remotivating yourself. So you know what I'm saying? I remotivated myself. I found that inspiration again. You got to keep going to different levels, man. Every time you do something, it's about the lesson. You grow through what you go through. And if you don't go to it, then you don't know what you're lacking. You don't know what you're missing. So I don't know. They say you fail your way to success. So if I'm going to fail my way to success, then I'm going to fail at 100 miles per hour. So let's get to failing so that I could get to the success. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to stop until I get it. And I ain't going to stop until everybody eats, because everybody eats, B. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing that we got to stick to, is that each one teach one, each one prop each other up, and share the resources. We came from everybody that gate kept. And then with the YouTube, with social media, it killed all the gatekeepers. So now information is out there, but everybody want to charge a price for it. So it's like the game, it changed from one type of gatekeeper to another, where they're going to spoon feed you the information until they nickel and dime you to death before they actually give you the information that you see. So, man, tap in with a group of a panel like I got here, you know what I'm saying, where we share these information, we share these resources, and we help each other reach different heights and get to our goals, man. That's the way that you're going to get it. That's the way that you're going to win going forward in the future. And just like Yaziketa said, man, make sure you pay attention to what we're talking about, because I'm a Garveyite. We will end up in Africa before I go down with America. So that's my take on it, man. If they put you in a cage with a lion, just because you don't try to eat the lion, don't mean the lion ain't going to try to eat you, man. PolitiKan, the podcast. We got.
You want to stop me? You're going to have to fucking kill me!
Smoking Dank Sinatra, that's all gas. On the hunt in the tall grass. Intercepting every ball pass.